A review from the state's health department shows a number of positive birth outcomes like shorter labor and fewer complications for pregnant women who use doulas. Here to talk more about the benefits is Donnelly, a registered nurse with Priority Health. Thank you for joining me today, Ann.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
So doula is a term that we're all hearing a lot more these days, but for those who aren't familiar, can you explain what exactly a doula does and how they seem to be helping these outcomes?
Absolutely. So imagine that first moment when you find out you're pregnant and you think, oh my gosh, my whole life is going to change. A doula is somebody that you can engage to walk through right along with you along that whole journey of pregnancy, before delivery, during delivery, providing information, physical support, and advocacy. So what a wonderful way to make sure that you have a great experience and a healthy baby.
So yeah, typically we think of doulas as being there in the birthing room at that moment when the baby is born. What is happening when the doula is assisting there that is leading to shorter labors and fewer complications?
Yeah, so the doula has gotten to know the mom and the family, and they become very familiar with what their wishes are and what desires they have, and they know they can start to learn the mom, right? So they can actually advocate as you're going through labor to help the nurses, to help the doctors kind of key into something might be different here, or she wants this during delivery, so let's make sure we make that happen for her.
Yeah, it can also be expensive, we know, but there are also companies and even some insurance companies that are starting to cover this. What is your advice for someone who may want to look into a doula but doesn't know where to start?
Yeah, well, Priority Health covers doulas for our Medicaid population, so we're very excited to be able to offer that. If you're looking for a doula, you can go onto the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and Google doula services, doula registry, and you'll find out who's there in the community for you across the whole state. If you're a Priority Health member, you can enter the Priority Health portal and Google enter doulas, and you'll find out who our doulas are across the state as well.
Yeah, we have known for years that there are some huge disparities when it comes to maternal mortality and complications among different groups, particularly among Black moms in the U.S. Is this something that could potentially help even those numbers out, or potentially help mom just feel a little more confident going into labor?
100%. So the state of Michigan actually did a study, and they're demonstrating early indications that doulas can help with higher birth weight babies, helping with less C-sections, less complications, and shorter labors, which is actually better for mom and baby as well. So we're really starting to see that connection with the doula activity and positive health outcomes for mom and babies.
And as someone who's familiar with this landscape and being in the room, what is the relationship like between the doctors and nurses and the doula? I mean, do they appreciate that this other professional is there?
They do. With all due respect to our healthcare providers, depending on the delivery, and each one is different, the nurses and the doctors can be very focused on the delivery and what is going on there. And your doula is going to be focused on you. So do you want your feet rubbed? Do you need a story? How can I distract you best? All of those things in that center of focus on mom, while the healthcare providers are doing what they need to do for a healthy delivery, doula is helping mom with what mom needs to do during delivery.
Okay, and then what kind of training do doulas typically go through?
Yeah, they're all a little bit different because there's different organizations, but all of them require that the doula observes and is participating in a certain number of deliveries prior to her certification, and they all go through an evaluation. And some doulas even have additional training in trauma or bereavement, unfortunately. So I would really advocate, this is a very personal experience. It is one of the most intimate things you're going to go through when you have a baby. So interview a few doulas, make sure it's a good fit for you and the family, because you're going to be in this for the long haul.
Yeah, and you mentioned during pregnancy, there's a lot of assistance there too. How about postpartum, or does the doula just say goodbye after the baby's born?
No, and that's another exciting thing about the doula, right? They can help with the mom and the baby bonding. If mom wants to breastfeed, a lot of them are lactation or breastfeeding experts, so they can really help with that bonding. And all of that has been proven to lead to positive outcomes for mom and baby, and less stress for mom, less stress for the family, better outcome for baby.
All right, that's what everybody wants. And Donnelly from Priority Health, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.